iLuna was my very first iPhone app. I started working on it back in 2008 and delivered it to the market in 2009. And it became the most popular and the most successful of my apps actually. I worked on this latest version of iLuna for almost a year and a half. Of course, there were a number of major distractions, but also I had to learn the newest technology by Apple. I wanted to use the latest technology to make the app future-proof. And now the new version is ready. Let's see what it can do for you. So here is the new iLuna app, and we're looking at the Now tab, which displays the current information, what's happening right now in the sky. Like we see that the moon is waxing or growing, and if we want to see the next phase, we just swipe it. There's the next phase, and the next, and the next, and so forth until the year 2050 actually. And if you want to return to the current moment, you simply long press it. And here we are back to the current moment. And you can go into the past if you wish, if you want to check something in the past. And again, to return, just long press. The same is true about the signs of the zodiac, the moon moving through the signs, void of course periods, and the new feature in version 3, which I just released, is this last aspect of the moon before the void of course period. Many astrologers believe it's important because when you have a trine to Venus as the last aspect, the void of course period will go more smoothly than when you have a square to Pluto, for example. And again, to return to the current moment, you just long press it. And stations of the moon, many people value them highly. And and you have information for each of these elements, like for the moon, for the sign, for void of course periods, and you see the last aspect is interpreted as well. And the new element which appears only in version 3 is the retrograde Mercury information. It says that it will enter the zone where it will be moving retrograde on the 4th of August, and then on the 23rd of August it will actually be retrograde, and you can go into the future, and here it will be retrograde until the 15th of September. And again, you can return to the present, and you can get some information if you click on it. So this was the Now view. The next view is the Day view, which offers a snapshot of the day. Like here it's the 25th of July, Tuesday. And it says that on this day the moon will be waxing all day, that it will be in Libra until 7:55 p.m. and later it will be in Scorpio. And there is a void of course period from 6:05 p.m. until the moment the moon will enter Scorpio. And you can see how lunar mansions are changing during the day. And again, a brief message for retrograde Mercury. And again, you can click or tap on each element of this information and see what it's a description or a commentary and all the appropriate information. And if you swipe the day, you will go to the next day and the next and the next and so on. And to return, you just long press and you can go backwards as well. And again, long press to return. The next view is the month view, and many people value it, and because it offers you at a glance everything that happens on the sky, in the sky during the month. Like the signs of the zodiac, those gray areas are void of course periods, and lunar mansions. And if we go to the next month, we see retrograde Mercury. When it is actually retrograde, you can see the symbol of Mercury in the days. And you could see there is a little glitch. Normally, when after the first swipe, the months will slide in and we can return to the present. But the first slide in the given direction works as a fade in. This is something I couldn't fix for now, because transitions are very complex in this new technology, and that's the best I could do for now. But I will keep working on this, and I think it's not a major glitch, it's just a peculiarity. And if we go into some future, like December, and choose a date we're interested in, like the 15th, or let's take Christmas, and click on it, it opens in the day view, and you can see everything that happens during that day. The next view is the settings view. Here you can enable notifications, and I advise you to do that, because then you will be notified each time something important happens in the sky. And this is a new feature. You can, for example, some people don't use the mansions of the moon. They say, why should I see them? Okay, you can switch them off. And we go to the now view, there are no mansions anymore. And something else, for example, you say, I don't like retrograde Mercury. You have to leave at least 3 elements of information, but a couple of them can be removed, see, and it goes to the way it looked before. But I prefer to see everything, of course, and you can do that as well. And the last view is the help view, where you can see different information about iLuna, some frequently asked questions, and the most frequently asked question is, where do you enter the time zone for iLuna? Because probably some apps leave it to the user to enter the time zone, but time zones are very tricky, and it's not a good idea to give the user an opportunity to select the time zone. So here iLuna simply shows what it uses. It takes the time zone from the device, and if the device, the iPhone or the iPad, is showing the time zone, the time of the day correctly, then iLuna will use the correct time zone. And here it just shows which time zone it's using right now. I'm in Bulgaria, so it's Europe Sophia in your location, and it will choose something from your device. You don't need to specify the time zone manually. And I forgot to mention one other feature which was added in response to users' feedback. If you keep swiping and get into October, you will notice that the new moon in October has this little symbol in the middle of it. It's not a normal new moon, it's an eclipse. So eclipses are now clearly marked in iLuna. This is a solar eclipse, like a conjunction. And if you check the 28th of October, this is a lunar eclipse. So this is something again new to the latest version of iLuna. Now, if you're feeling that you do not have enough knowledge to understand what iLuna is showing, I have a few different astrological courses that will help you to understand and to use the information offered by iLuna with the maximum benefit for yourself and for the others. The first of these courses is Astrological Forecasting for Everyone, and this is the biggest and the most popular of my courses. It's an all-around with more than 5,000 students, almost 1,000 of reviews, and the average rating of 4.8, which is very high. It's excellent for beginners, but also some very experienced astrologers left wonderful reviews because they found in this course some interesting explanation for certain astrological ideas. And in this course I'm offering a lot of astrology, different facets of it. But there are also more compact, more focused courses. For example, if you want to learn more about retrograde Mercury, and not only Mercury but also Venus, Mars, and some other planets as well, Here is the retrograde Mercury course. And if you want to learn more about the void of course moon, there is a void of course course. And the final in this list is my very first and very basic course about the moon sign and how it is important and how it can be important in the popular and any other kind of astrology. So have a look. Maybe you'll find something useful in these courses. And on Udemy, on the platform where they exist, where they live, you can enroll on any of these courses for something like $10 or something around that when there is a sale, and they often have different sales. I'm sure many of you will tell me that, yeah, everything is fine, but we don't have an iPhone. We have an Android phone, and we can't run iLuna for iPhone on an Android phone. Well, iLuna for Android does exist, and it exists for many years, but it doesn't offer all the functionality available in iLuna for iPhone, and it doesn't have all those new features I've shown you today. And actually, most recently, it cannot be installed on the newest Android phones on some reason. I'm not sure why. But what I'm going to do about this is that my very next project is to create a fully functional iLuna for Android phones with the same functionality that I've just shown to you on the iPhone version. And this will take some time, but I hope I will manage to do it in a few months, even though I will have to learn another new technology and even a new language, Kotlin, but I will be focused, and I really want finally to have an up-to-date version of iLuna on Android, and I will be doing it, I promise. At least by Christmas I will have to create it. Thank you for your patience. And finally, if you want to give me feedback or ask a question or send me a message, there are several different ways how you can do that. The best how you can help me to promote iLuna is you can leave a review on the App Store. Also, you can leave a comment under this video. I promise I will be reading regularly both the reviews and comments under this video. Also, you can send me an email to the address you see on the screen, but I don't like how email system works, especially in the last few years. I think it's becoming less and less reliable. Messages are getting lost, they go into spam or something else happens to them. So I'm now an active user of different popular now chat apps like WhatsApp or Telegram, and Telegram is actually my favorite. So if you download and install Telegram, and it can be for free installed anywhere, you will find me as Almutant, but in this word there is a trick. The second character is number 1, it's not letter L, so it's A1 mutant basically. It's digit number 1. Also, on Telegram I have a channel where I post announcements when something important happens from my viewpoint in the things I'm doing. I will post an announcement in this channel. And also there is a small group called Lunarium on Telegram, where there is a place for free discussion basically. You can ask questions and myself or someone else can answer your question and help you out, and try these new channels. I think they work much more reliably and they work better than emails. So this is it. This is everything I wanted to tell you about the new version of iLuna. And see you soon with the new versions of my other apps.